This is my dear, sweet friend, Aiden. Oh, here he comes, giving me a head bonk. Aiden and I have known each other for a while now, and he is one of my very, very best kitty friends. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about him today, so that maybe he can find his forever home at long last. Aiden has had a long, long story, and he is such a sweet kitty that we would really love to find him a forever home. Now, as you can see, he's a very loving boy. He loves to be petted. He loves to cuddle. We've had just a lovely cuddling session here all afternoon. Just so nice sitting here with Aiden and enjoying the afternoon. Imagine just hanging out with him in front of your fire on these cold winter nights ahead. His fur is so soft. He's a beautiful tabby on white. And kind of medium size, not very big, just perfect to snuggle up next to, that's for sure. Now, Aiden, aside from being very loving, of course, has an itch, and he also likes to play. He's a very playful guy. He's still a young kitty, so he's got lots of energy and likes to have toys, and he's one of those kitties that is just a lot of fun, too, aren't you? Yes, they're just a lot of fun, yes. Now, I told you Aiden had a long story, and he does, and it's kind of a sad one, but it's going to have a happy ending. Already has, really. Aiden, first time I met up with Aiden, he was in a more rural shelter, a small town shelter, and they were running out of room, and so they moved him to a big city shelter. Now, Aiden is the kind of kitty who is just a little bit shy, a little bit more shy than most, of new situations and new places and new environments. And so imagine going into a big city shelter. For Aiden, that was just the worst thing that could have happened. He just had a really, really hard time there, spent most of his time hiding under blankets. When he wasn't hiding under blankets, he was hissing at everybody who saw. Imagine how frightened he was in that situation. And fortunately, there were some lovely volunteers there, one in particular named Elizabeth, who saw the potential in Aiden even when he was hiding under his blankets. And she began working with him every single day after work, and pretty soon, didn't take long, Aiden started to come out of his shell. And when he did, we started to see just a wonderful, wonderful kitty. He loved to play with Liz, and she would walk around and carry him like a baby, and he just did great. But he was still very scared in the shelter, and when Liz wasn't there and the rest of us weren't there, us volunteers weren't there to love him, he went back to hiding and hissing, and pretty soon the shelter was talking about sending him to a barn. And we just couldn't have that. We just knew that underneath his fear, he was a wonderful kitty who needed and deserved a real home with a real family. So another wonderful volunteer of ours, Mary, took him home with her, and she fostered him. And in Mary's home, as so many cats do, Aiden finally just came out of his shell. He relaxed. He started to play. He was loving. Just a wonderful cat, curious, happy. Made a girlfriend out of one of Mary's cats. They became very good friends and hung out together a lot, and did just so well. And we knew we needed a place for Aiden to go when Mary had to move away. And heaven sent us Help Humane and Cindy Dill. And Cindy said that she would take Aiden, even though he's a little bit shy, and that she would take good care of him until he found a forever home. So Aiden has been living here the past few months at Help Humane, and we're so happy for him. He's not in a big kitty shelter. He's not in a cage. But you know what? He's not in his own home either. So we're almost home free with Aiden, but not quite. He needs just one more step. He needs just one more person to step up and say, yes, this cat is special, and this cat deserves a loving home. And maybe that person can be you. If you come on down to help and say hello to Aiden, he might be just a little bit shy in the first very few minutes, but that won't last very long. He'll soon be playing with you and snuggling with you just like he has with me all afternoon. And he is going to make a great kitty. Now, like I said, a great pet for somebody. Now, like I said, he's a little bit shy of new situations, and while help really has been heaven sent for him, it's also not the very best place for him because it does make him a little bit nervous with all the people going in and out and the strangers and the kitties. So in a home, we think Aiden would do even better. Here, he's got a little upset stomach. He's not quite as relaxed as he would be in a real home, but he's doing just great. So he's here patiently waiting, doing his part, just being his wonderful self. And maybe you'll do your part for Aiden. Won't you come on down and meet him and say hello and pet with him and love with him? And I think if you do, you may fall in love and you may be that final special person who really brings Aiden finally to his forever home. So this is Aiden. He's available for adoption and Help Humane in Kansas City. If you like, you can contact me on Facebook. My name's Catherine Inman. And I'd love to talk with you or set you up with his foster mom to talk with you about Aiden. So this is Aiden, my very special friend, available for adoption at Help Humane in Belton.